What is good, everyone? Psycho Gamer 07 here. I am taking over this video for YGO deck builds, and I am here to bring you Phantom Sworns. This is Phantom Knight and Light Sworns into one. It's still not complete. So, without further ado, let's get into this. So, here's my main deck, of course. 40 cards. I try to keep it as small as possible. So let's just get into this. I of course run Blackluster Soldier because the deck is mainly dark and light. And I run Dark Arm Dragon because of the dark monsters because of all the dark monsters. I usually banish the Phantom Knights from my graveyard first, to make sure I have 3 in total. Next, I run one wolf, just in case I need an extra heavy beater when I mill it, or if I mill it. Jane, just one of those. I really have no specific reason on running him. I just do. We have 2 Raidens. I have double Raidens in here because of his effect. I can mill 2 cards during my main phase, and then 2 afterwards during my end phase. So I'm basically milling 4 for this guy. 1 Lila, just in case just for a back row card. It really doesn't matter. I run 2 Cloven Helm. I honestly run it at 2 because, well, honestly, there's really nothing much I can do because I have to add 1 Phantom Knight card from my graveyard to my hand. Honestly, I'd keep it at 2. I would never move it up to 3. I run 2 Felis Light Sword Archer. Again, another special summon off of a mill. Fragile Armor. Because of my Phantom Knights, basically, if it's destroyed, if a Phantom Knight is destroyed by battle or card effect, I can just literally just special summon this out the same turn they were destroyed. And if you'll see it when I show the extra deck later. Now, mind you, the extra deck is not finished completely. These are just staple cards, or not staple cards. This is just pre-build still. I run 2 Ragged Gloves. I have honestly I honestly have no comment onto why I run this guy, but it's just a good way to send 1 Phantom Knight card to my graveyard. I run 2 Ancient Cloaks. Ancient Cloak, it really isn't bad when you have more than 1 dark monster on your field, but usually I never go in or ever use Ancient Cloak for its actual effect. It's sitting there to be used in an XYZ. I run 3 Silent Boots. Of course, I don't need to explain why I run 3 Silent Boots. It's right there in its effect. I can special summon this card from my hand. Now, finally, 2 Raikou. Raikou, because of its effects, I can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Then I send 3 cards to my graveyard. Basically, thinking out my deck more to possibly mill a Wolf, Phyllis, or any of my Phantom Knights. Now, I run the standard. I run 22 monsters because I feel like it. I'd rather like it at 22 than just try and thin it out to 20 monsters. My spells, they're a bit small, but I don't need. I don't mostly need all those many spells. I use 2 solar recharges because of. I run 9-ish Light Sworns in this deck. So, having 2 of them isn't that bad. And Charge of the Light Brigade, of course, I run it at 2. It's just more milling for my deck. Honestly, this deck revolves around milling a lot. Thinning your deck out a lot. But not that much to where you lose. I run 2 Phantom Knight's Spear. Just because that and it's also a lifesaver for my Phantom Knights. Like if I don't want one to be destroyed because I have plans, I banish my Phantom Knight's Spear to save it. I just run 6 traps because not 6 spells, my bad. I run only 6 spells because more than 6 is not needed. Now onto my traps. I run 1 Dark Gauntlet. It allows me to send one Phantom Knight's spell or trap card from my deck to the graveyard when an opponent's monster declares a direct attack. From my graveyard. Sorry, I was reading its second effect. With this card, it helps me get more of my cards that can special summon back my Phantom Knights onto my field, into the graveyard. Sorry, I'm just all over the place right now. My Dark Gauntlet, I put in 1 Dark Gauntlet so I can get my traps into my graveyard faster. Tomb Shield. Honestly, I have no clue why I run a Tomb Shield. I just have it in there for rank 3 plays. Of course, I run 3 Shadow Veil. It helps you in a pinch where you know you're gonna probably lose the duel. You have all 3 of these in the graveyard. You special one, special another one, special another one. And then you're saved. I run 2 Wing. There's really nothing to explain about this. Just that it helps me bring back my Phantom Knight monsters from my graveyard. 2 Shade Brigandine. I don't know how to pronounce that. Of course, like this one, it's summoned as a monster. I don't need its grave effect. I wouldn't be able to use its second effect if I had no traps in the grave, because I usually have traps in the grave by first turn. And I don't have this in my hand. I run 1 Fog Blade. I think using 2 Fog Blades is not needed because I already have 5 cards that bring back my Phantom Knights from my graveyard. So that's it about Fogblade. Of course, to Sword, again, same reason as Wing. It's just to bring back my Phantom Knight monsters from my graveyard. That's it with the main deck. Now, the extra deck. I'm experimenting with the extra deck a little bit, but I still haven't found the right way how to play it. Okay, let's get into it. For the synchros, for the level 8 synchros, we have Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. Well, Scarlight, because if I'm really am in a pickle, I can synchro summon this guy out and I can destroy as many special summon effect monsters on the field as possible. Because usually this deck can and will brick, I want to say, like 60% of the time, maybe 65% of the time. Usually it's just good to have this card as a backup. Then I have Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon is, of course, when I'm backed into a corner. When I have more than one card on the field. I mean, everybody knows Scrap Dragon's effect. I don't need to go over that. Stardust Spark, because if I have, let's say I have Spark and Dark Arm Dragon on the field, and my opponent has a lot of back row. I mean, it can only negate being destroyed once, but if they have nothing else that can destroy it, then that's why I run Spark. Crystal Wing, merely for its effect of negating, is why I run it. Nothing more, nothing less. Goyo is in here because Goyo is just a card that, honestly, I put Goyo in here just for that one level 6 synchro monster that I'm able to go into. That's it. He's basically just a staple in the deck when I need it the most. That was it for the synchros. Now onto the XYZs. I run 2 Dark Rebellion. You'll see why I run 2 Dark Rebellion. Well, I really don't need to run Dark Rebellion. I should take it out to put in Levier, so I can use its effect to bring back banished monsters, but I'm not sure yet. It's still going through my mind. Next, number 66, Master Key Beetle, of course. I run Key Beetle for the sole fact of protecting my monsters. So I want to protect Blackluster Soldier or Dark Armed or Scarlight as best as possible. It's just another staple card. For the rank 3s, I run 3 Break Sword. I run 3 Break Sword because of how easy it is to go into with the cards I have. Example being Tomb Shield, Ragged Gloves, Ancient Cloak, and Silent Boots. They're level 3s. I can go into Break Sword with ease. Next, I have 2 Dante. 2 Dante for the milling, of course. That's all this deck needs, is to mill most of the time. It's just to get the mostly, in my eyes, I want to get the as many traps I have in the graveyard as possible. But the deck does really well while dueling. So these are the 2 Dante are just there for mills and mills and mills. Now for my final 2, and these are my favorite 2 of the extra deck, rank 0, number F0, Utopic Future. Utopic Future, I run 2 of these because it's so easy to get 2 non-number XYZ monsters in this deck. Like I showed you before, Ancient Cloak, Ravid Gloves, all my the trap cards I can special summon back cards from my graveyard. Those are what helped me get into Utopic Future. And knowing people, they will be absolutely pissed off because of Utopic Future. It doesn't, the fun fact is it doesn't target at all. So it can attack all it wants on any monster because it doesn't target. It's really funny because of this effect. It's really fun to use. This is just hilarious. While using this is hilarious. I haven't seen Utopic Future that often anymore, and decks that actually spam anymore. Because I think Utopic Future, I think if there was an actual deck that could run, well, there is rank 3, rank 4, and other types of spam decks could in fact run Utopic Future, but I just think they choose not to. It's a really easy monster to get off. It's playable at 3. So I have no clue why I don't see this card used more often, or why I don't see spam decks that often anymore. I know with the current meta right now, which is Dino Mist, Cosmo, Phantom Knights, I think Burning Abyss still. Honestly, I have no clue what the new meta is. You guys are probably going to be raging down in the comments saying, oh, this is the meta, this is the meta. I just don't care. You can do that all you want. I have no side deck as of now because this is basically just a single deck. This deck is not meant for matches. This deck is just meant for singles. There is nothing I can really do to side in against anybody. Okay, so I will. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. I am Psycho Gamer 07, and I will be signing off.